Good morning and welcome to class. Today is going to be a mandala flow. That means that we're moving 360 around the mat. And the focus will be on backbends. So we're going to work on opening the front of the body to prepare us, but specifically opening our heart. So we're going to start in a seated position. And we're going to take a moment to integrate mudra. Mudra is a position of the hands. So once you find your seated position, we're going to bring the hands together, like in a prayer position at your heart center. And then we're going to keep the pinkies and the thumbs together. And we're going to open the rest of the fingers. And the palms are coming apart as well. And we're holding this mudra called lotus mudra at our heart center. And we take a moment here like this to connect to our breath, as always. To arrive in this moment on the mat, knowing that we're about to move, to awaken both our body and our mind. And so if it feels comfortable, you can close your eyes. Otherwise, you can find a soft gaze towards the floor. And this is called the lotus mudra because it symbolizes the lotus flower, which is rooted in dirt. And it rises above, getting to the surface, representing light and beauty. And so while we're holding this mudra, while we stay connected to our breath, I invite you to repeat these affirmations after me. I am present. I am strong. I am worthy of love and fulfillment. My mind is clear and focused. I am love. I am enough. I am abundant. Once again, we repeat these affirmations. I am present. I am strong. I am worthy of love and fulfillment. My mind is clear and focused. I am love. I am enough. I am abundant. Now, bring the hands together and start to wrap them, creating some friction, creating some heat. And when you feel that heat, place the palms on your belly, inviting, welcoming, connecting to the fire you're holding inside. And then again, rub your hands together. Once you feel that good, strong heat between your palms, place them on your heart center. Feel that warmth. Invite that light in. Well done. Relax the hands on your lap, on your knees, and together let's take a big breath in. A full breath out. Well done. And we're going to begin our practice, our moving practice. So we're going to bring the forearms together, elbows together, side of the hands together. And we're going to lift the elbows in line with the shoulders away from the chest. Keep the elbows together here, separate the forearms. And if you're really struggling to do this, it's your sign to do this more often. So we're working on our external rotators here. Bring them back together. Open the arms wide into cactus shape, sending the chest forward. Maybe even looking up if it feels good. Then bring the forearms together, but this time we're going to cross right underneath the left. You can hug opposite shoulders or bring the arms together, palms together. Same as before though, elbows in line with the shoulders away from the chest. And then once again, open them wide, finding that cactus shape. And once again, left arm this time underneath the right. Find the option that works for you. Elbows are lifted, moving away from your chest. And then once again, release and open the arms wide, open the chest. Beautiful job. Now, come forward over your ankles or swing the legs onto one side. We're transitioning into a tabletop position. We're arriving here, spreading the fingers wide on the ground, pressing down through the palms, down through the knees, which are aligned with the hips. And we're going to move through some cat-cows. So with the inhale, the belly comes down, you're pushing the floor away, chest opens. Exhale, chin comes in, you're rounding the spine. Again, inhale, open your heart forward. Exhale, round. One more time like this. Inhale, gentle back bend. Exhale, round your back. Now keep your spine rounded and send the hips all the way back towards the heels. Very nice. Once again, you're rounding the spine, you're coming all the way forward, shoulders in line with the wrist. Then the belly comes down, you're opening the chest. Look forward, keep looking forward, keep this gentle back bend. Descend the hips back towards the heels. And again, chin to chest, round the spine, roll yourself forward. And then open your heart, look forward, keep this gentle back bend. Send the hips back. 2 more times like this. Rounding the spine, rolling yourself to the front. And then opening your heart. Looking in front of you to send the hips behind you. Beautiful. Make your way back into your tabletop position. Finding that neutral spine once again. With your next inhale, right hand reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, thread it through underneath the left. Coming down onto the shoulder, you can always bring a block underneath the head if you're quite far from it. Left hand can stay where it is, or you can reach it towards the front of the mat. Finding a little bit more length through the left side. Few big breaths here. Very nice. Left hand comes back underneath the left shoulder, push the floor away. Right hand up towards the sky. And then bring it back down. Same thing, onto the left. Left fingers are reaching up. And then thread the arm through underneath the right. Option to keep the right hand there or to reach it all the way towards the front. Big breaths here. Well done. Right hand comes underneath the right shoulder, push the floor away, left hand up towards the sky, and then all the way back down on the mat. Now take a big step forward with both of your hands. We're transitioning into puppy pose. So the forehead comes closer towards the ground. Perhaps it doesn't touch it, that's okay. Maybe you can bring it all the way to touch. Maybe it feels so good and your body is open and ready for you to bring the chin forward. This is just an option. If you're trying it and it feels very intense for the neck, then, or for the shoulders, then take a step back. Listen to your body. Adjust where you need to adjust. Allowing your heart space to melt towards the floor. Deep breaths as we're inviting that sense of spaciousness into the front of the body, into the chest, into the belly. And then keep the hands where they are and gently start to lift your torso up and rolling all the way towards the front. Releasing the thighs, the hips, the belly, and the chest. All the way to lay on your front. Hands are coming onto the outside of the mat. You're coming up onto your fingertips, and we're going to do some Cobra rolls here. So chin comes to chest, you're lifting up, stopping wherever is enough for you, and then lengthen the back of the neck, relaxing the shoulders down and opening the chest forward. And then with control from here, release bit by bit all the way back down. 2 more times like this. Chin to chest, lift yourself up, stopping wherever is enough. Wherever you can, move the shoulders away from the ears and lengthening the back of the neck. And then with control, release and soften on the floor. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Soften to the ground. Beautiful job. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to stick with our cobras for a little bit longer here. So hands underneath the shoulders. You're going to lift up. And you can stay a little bit lower into a baby cobra or come a little bit higher. Wherever you are, your elbows in cobra pose always stay bent and tucked in towards the sides of the torso. And then release. Now, with all of this in mind, we're going to keep this engagement, this alignment. We're going to lift up. We're going to shift all the way onto the right hand, and we're going to reach the left arm forward and all the way back, underneath the shoulder, and release. Beautiful. And again, lift up. Same thing, right arm this time, circles all the way back, and down on the mat. Beautiful. Lift up. This time, left arm reaches back and then circles all the way forward. Release. 1 more time, right arm back and all the way forward. And then release. Beautiful job. Take a moment here, couple of breaths, a little sway of the hips, a little wiggle. Before bringing the forearms on the ground and elbows underneath the shoulders or a little bit more forward. So make sure that you're not here, but that you can lift your chest comfortably. You can press the forearms down and find that spaciousness. We're in our Sphinx pose. Now, left elbow stays where it is, left hand moves towards the right. So your arm is in a diagonal line and you're gonna press the forearm on the floor at all times. And then you're gonna reach for your right foot behind. Once you have the right foot, start to bring the heel closer towards the bum. Your chest is still open towards the front of the mat. So you're not opening to the side, you're not collapsing to the left. I know this can be quite intense. We're bringing the stretch at the front of the right thigh. Few breaths here. Make sure that you're not collapsing onto the left shoulder. Well done. And then with control, let go back into your Sphinx pose. Right elbow stays where it is. Right hand moves towards the left. Arm in a diagonal line. You keep pressing through it. You're reaching for the left foot. And you're guiding the heel closer towards the bum. Full breaths. Very nice. With control, let go of the foot. Once again, back into your Sphinx. And then release. Hands underneath the shoulders. Push the floor away. Downward facing dog. Take any movement your body craves, your body needs here. And then come into a place into the center. We're gonna take some waves like we did on the ground. So we're gonna lift the heels high. We're gonna bring the chin to chest. We're gonna start to round the spine up as we're moving forward. And we're keeping the spine rounded, the chin to chest, until the shoulders are more or less on top of the wrists. From here, the knees bend. They come to hover off the floor. You're finding a gentle back bend looking forward. And then you keep this back bend to send the hips back and up. And again, rounding all the way to the front. Gentle back bend into your hovering tabletop. And then send the hips back and up. One more time. Rolling forward. And then gentle back bend to move back. Very nice. Once again, we're back into our downward dog. We're going to add some twists here. So right hand towards the left ankle or left shin. And we breathe deeply. Release, back through center, left hand towards the right. Beautiful. Once again, release the twist. Bend the knees, look forward. Take a big step all the way to the top of the mat. Feet underneath the hips or wider, gentle sway, side to side. Back through center, slowly roll yourself all the way up, all the way into your mountain pose. Shoulders up towards the ears, down and back, palms facing forward, big breath in, full breath out. Well done. Now, inhale to reach the arms up, grab hold of your left wrist, pull a little bit higher to find a little bit of extra space through the sides, and then lean towards the right, keeping the chest open. Back through center, release the arms down. And then again, inhale, reach the arms up, grab hold of your right wrist, lift, and then lean to the left. Beautiful. All the way back through center, release the arms down. Inhale once again, arms reaching up. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. Halfway lift, inhale, strong here, shoulders in line with the hips. Exhale, refold. Reach the arms all the way up to the sky. One more time like this, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale, strong here. Exhale, fold. Reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. And then again, we dive forward. Halfway lift with your inhale. Exhale, hands on the floor, step back plank. Inhale here, exhale down to the ground. Inhale, full locust, reaching the arms back, chest opening forward. And then hands underneath the shoulders, downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Now, we're gonna start our flow and we're gonna move all around the mat. So with your next inhale, right leg reaches high to the sky. Bend the knee and then look between your hands. Come forward with your torso. Keep your chest open. Keep pressing the foot away and reach the foot towards the head. It might be very far, that's okay. The head reaches up, the foot reaches down. And then you're sending everything back and the leg reaches up. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the nose. Step the foot forward. Reach the arms up, find your high lunge. And I would suggest for this next transition that you widen the stance between the feet so that we have a little bit more ground and a little bit more stability. So from here, we're gonna open the arms wide into a cactus shape. As we're doing that, bend the back knee, extend the front. And then we're reaching all the way forward through a power lunge and then all the way back up. Open the arms into a cactus shape. Again, same thing. Bend the back knee, extend the front. And then we're reaching forward, power lunge, and up. One more time like this. Bend the back knee, extend the front. And then reach forward and up. Beautiful job. Pivot towards the long side of the mat. Find your warrior two. Adjusting the stance, back foot power to the short side. Flip the front palm, reach forward. And then reach both arms up and drop the right hand behind the head. So your left arm is now on your right elbow and you're leaning back, keeping that front knee bent into a variation of a reverse warrior. Beautiful. Release, come forward. Reach forward once again, and then forearm on top of the right thigh, left arm above the head, extend the side angle. Try to stay lifted and to not collapse here. Beautiful. Lift yourself up, extend that front leg, bring that front foot in, and then both heels in towards each other, adjusting the stance more if needed. We're bending the knees and we're coming down into goddess pose. Bring the hands into your heart center, finding that lotus mudra once again. We're gonna reach up to the sky. Maybe you're lifting the heels as well. And then we're gonna drop back down, bringing that lotus mudra at your heart center. One more time, lift up and lower down. Very nice. Now, keep this energy in your heart center and reach it all the way towards the back of the mat as you're lifting that right heel. Keeping bringing the left toes to point back. Reach the arms up, high lunge. And then all the way down, right hand on the floor, left arm to the sky. Revolved lunge. We're gonna transition into a side plank here. You always have the option to bring the right knee down on the floor for a supported variation. Come onto the outside edge of your right foot, left foot on top. Now, instead of keeping it more side planky, we're gonna add a bit more of a side stretch. So send the hips even higher and reach the left arm all the way above the head. Very nice. That left hand, see if you can bring it behind the head, towards the right shoulder. It doesn't matter if it doesn't touch it. Left foot on the floor behind you, don't bring it too close. And then allow the hips to drop all the way down to sit. Reach the left hand forward towards the toes. And from here, we're lifting up into our wild thing. Hips and heart to the sky. Very nice. Rotate, left hand on the floor. Feet, toes on the floor. Make your way down on the mat. Now, come up into Cobra and then lift both feet towards the head into a King Cobra variation. And then release. Push the floor away, hips towards the heels, downward facing dog. Very nice. So we're not moving super fast, but we're moving with control and with strength. With your next inhale, right leg reaches high. Exhale, bring the knee in, step the foot forward. So right foot forward still. Bend the knee, bring it to the floor. Reach the arms up. Lift everything a little bit higher. The hips, the torso, the arms to the sky. And with your next exhale, melt everything forward. Arms are opening, chest is opening, hips are moving to the front. Left foot lifts. Very nice. And then reach the arms forward. Bring the foot down and come to sit with your hips towards the back, towards your left heel. Beautiful. Left hand now reaches all the way behind you. You're gonna come up into a supported plank, side plank. So from here, we're rotating, facing the long side of the mat. Your left foot goes out to the side. Beautiful. Let's take a couple of big circles with the right arm here. Sending the hips forward. Very nice. Right hand reaches up to the sky. Your right foot, your right knee comes all the way next to the left and you're coming to sit. You're facing the long side of the mat now. You're in a kneeling position. Pardon my back. I'm coming back to you. Now, tuck your toes. Lift the hips high, hands underneath, behind your lower back. Lift a little bit higher and then open the chest to the sky. Squeeze the elbows in towards each other. Keep your glutes engaged. And then come all the way back down. Your toes are still tucked. With or without the help of your hands, see if you can lift on your toes. So lift the knees off the floor. And come into a fold. Very nice. Your knees can be bent here. Left foot goes behind the right. And we're gonna travel towards the left side so that we're opening towards the opposite long side of the mat. Bring your stance a little bit wider if it isn't already. And then allow the toes to point outwards so that we can drop down into a Malasana. If you need support with the blocks underneath the heels or have your heels lifted, feel free to do so and adjust where needed. And we're just moving side to side here. Perhaps you're using your hands to gently move the thighs. Beautiful. We're gonna try a transition that can be a little bit challenging. So do what you can, is all good. Left hand is gonna reach behind. And closer you keep it to your body, more intense it can be, because we're coming into a variation of wild thing. So closer it is, more intense you're asking the back bend to be. A little bit wider, you can have a little bit more space to lift up, if you have the space. So left hand reaches behind, you're lifting the hips up, you're circling the right arm above the head. And then you're coming back through center, right hand behind, lift up, left arm above the head. Come all the way back through center, back into your Malasana. Beautiful. And then once again, we fold forward. Well done. Knees can be bent. You can gently rock back and forth. And then we're walking all the way towards the front of the mat. And we're stepping back, downward facing dog. You have the option to stay here or to roll forward and take your choice of vinyasa. Well done. So we're back facing the front of the mat, and we're going to repeat the whole flow onto the left side. So with your next inhale, left leg reaches high. Now look between your hands, bend the knee, and reach the torso forward, the head up, the foot down towards the head. And then send everything back, reaching the foot up. With your exhale, bring the knee towards the nose, step the foot forward. Reach the arms up, high lunge. And take a moment to perhaps widen your stance here. We're gonna, with all the wobbles, we're gonna bend the back knee, extend the front, opening the arms wide. And then we're reaching forward through a power lunge and then back up. 2 more times like this. Extend that front leg, bend the back, and then come to the front. Power lunge and up. 1 last time. Open and then reach forward and up. Beautiful. Pivot towards the long side. Let's find our warrior 2. And then flip the front palm, reach forward. Both arms are coming up, left hand behind the head, right hand to the elbow. Keep that front knee bent and gently reverse. Beautiful job. Come back through center, open the arms wide. Reach forward, forearm on top of the thigh. Right arm all the way above the head, extend a side angle. Try not to collapse here, try to stay lifted. And then we're coming all the way back up. Extend that front leg, bring that front foot in. And then both heels are drawing in towards each other. And you're bending the knees, coming into a goddess pose. Same as we did before. Your hands are coming into that lotus mudra. Pinky and thumbs together, rest of the fingers open at your heart center. You're gonna lift up to the sky. Maybe your heels lift as well. And then you're dropping down with control, keeping that external rotation into the thighs. And again, lift up and lower once again. Lotus mudra, back at your heart center. And from here, we're keeping this energy and we're sending it all the way to the back of the mat. Right toes reaching forward, left heel lifts, arms to the sky, high lunge. Hands are coming down, left hand on the floor, right hand up to the sky. Revolve the lunge. And we're going to transition into that deep side stretch plank. So we're coming onto the outside edge of the foot, right foot on top. You're sending the hips high, right arm above the head. Very nice. And maybe that right hand can make its way behind your head towards the left shoulder. Right foot steps behind. Don't bring it too close to you for now. And then you're dropping down with control, hips to the floor. Right arm reaches forward towards the toes. And then from here, hips to the sky, heart to the sky. Wild thing. Beautiful, with control. Come back through center. Find your plank and make your way down on the ground. Lift your chest up, Cobra, lift the feet towards the head. And then with control, release. Push the floor away, hips towards the heels and up towards the sky. Downward facing dog. Well done, big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot forward. Bring the back knee down, reach the arms up. Lift everything a little bit higher. Lift the hips. Lift through the sides of the torso. And then melt everything forward. Arms are opening, hips are reaching to the front, and back foot is lifting. Very nice. Reach the arms forward, bring the foot on the floor, and come to sit all the way to the back. Right hand reaches back behind. We're coming up, supported side plank. So your right foot, from pointing back, goes out to the side. Left hand reaches up. And we're taking a few big circles here. Well done. Beautiful. Now, hand to the sky. Left foot lifts. Knee comes close towards the right. And you're coming to kneel, facing the long side of the mat. We're gonna come into that camel pose again. You have the same option of keeping the hands as supporting your lower back, or you can bring the hands down towards the heels. It's up to you, your choice. Make sure you listen to the body, always. So tuck the toes, whatever is your choice. You're coming up, hips on top of your knees, hands behind your lower back, and then you're lifting up, and then you start to lean back. Maybe the hands stay, maybe the hands come down to the heels. Well done. And then with control, hands on your lower back, you're lifting up and you're coming all the way down, keeping the toes tucked. With or without the support of the hands on the floor, you're lifting the knees off the floor. Hands on the ground, you're lifting the hips high. You're coming into a fold. Beautiful job. Now, right foot crosses behind the left and we're pivoting towards the other side. We're twisting away and we're widening the stance like we did before, moving the toes to point outwards. So then we can drop down and come into our Malasana. And like we did before, we take a few moments to rock side to side. Well done. We're gonna give it a go once again to our variation of wild thing from Malasana. It's not an easy transition, so if it doesn't work for you today, that's okay. From here, left hand reaches behind. You're lifting the hips up, right arm above the head. And then come all the way back down through center, back into your Malasana. Right hand reaches back, lifting up. Left arm above the head. Hello. And then all the way back into your Malasana. Well done. Hands on the ground. You're lifting up back into your fold. And maybe you sway side to side. Maybe you're gently rocking back and forward. And then with the hands on the ground, you're transitioning towards the front of the mat and you're stepping back, downward facing dog. Option to stay or to take your choice of vinyasa. We're meeting back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Bring the knees down to the floor. Send the hips back towards the heels and lower into child pose. Take a few breaths here. Softening the arms, the shoulders. Allow the belly to expand and soften with each breath. Coming back to your breath, coming back to your intention, your affirmation. And then gently roll yourself all the way up to seated. Very nice. Bring the sitting bones on the floor, swing the legs forward. Come towards the front of the mat, quite a lot towards the front of the mat, so that we have a bit of extra space. And make sure there's nothing behind you aside from your mat. From here, we're extending the legs. You can, of course, keep any softness into the knees. I care for you to keep your feet engaged. So let's keep them flexed with the heels digging down so that your whole legs is active and a little bit more engaged. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold forward. A couple of deep breaths here. And then slowly roll yourself up. And slowly roll yourself down. Keep the legs together, lifting up as you're lowering, and then reaching all the way back behind you into plow. Hands can be to support your lower back, especially if the feet don't touch the floor. Allow that support to be there. If you're here, you're comfortable, your hands can also come to the ground. It's up to you. Beautiful job. I know I can't see you, but I also know that you're here, you're moving, you're doing your best. And so, well done you. Beautiful practice. With control, allow the back to come down onto the mat once again. Keep the knees into the chest and let's grab hold of the heels or ankles from the inside of the legs, transitioning into happy baby. And you can stay in stillness or you can gently rock side to side. Beautiful. Come back through center if you were rocking. Release wherever you're holding, knees into the chest. And then both come into the right side. If you need to adjust the hips so that they're coming in line with the rest of your torso, of your shoulders, take a moment to do that. And then your left arm opens out wide into a cactus shape or into a T shape, half T shape. And you're taking a few deep breaths here. Allowing your body to relax now. To let go of any extra effort. Bring the legs back through center. Readjust the hips if needed. And then drop them towards the left side. Invite that sense of surrender. That sense of softness through the body. Once again, bring the legs back through center. Give yourself a big hug. Inviting appreciation for this time, this energy, this practice for yourself. And when you're ready, let go. Extend the arms, the legs, and prepare for your final pose, your Savasana. Truly letting go of everything that you don't need. Allowing your body to surrender in this moment into stillness. And taking as long as you need here to soak it all in. And to allow yourself, your body to rest. Thank you for being here. Always. And I can't wait to see you tonight. Namaste.